Hey guys, it's Coach Matt with Lifelong Recovery. In this video, I'm going to talk about how nobody warns you that your emotions may feel worse after quitting. So, when I got clean and sober, people told me that I would feel better, and they were right. I felt anger better, I felt depression better, I felt anxiety better. All of my emotions were much more intense, right? So, this is a normal thing that happens early in recovery, and a lot of people relapse not to get high necessarily, but to get relief from those feelings. So if you feel like you're losing control in sobriety, this video is for you. Okay, so we're going to talk about why this happens and what to do about it. So, first thing, understand that drugs and alcohol numb my emotions, right? So when I'm using a substance on a regular basis, I'm conditioning my brain to expect immediate results, immediate relief from painful emotions, okay? I'm not processing emotions, I'm not dealing with anything. I'm literally just escaping it, okay? I'm using a chemical substance to change the way that I feel. So when I quit, those emotions return very intensely, right? Something that's interesting about people in early recovery is a lot of times they have extremely vivid dreams, and that's this kind of reawakening of the brain and what's you know it's revitalizing itself after being numbed for a long time. So again, you can think about it. My nervous system is dysregulated. So what's going on is it's just a healing of the brain, right? It's going back to a place of regulating itself. So the chemistry in the brain needs time to reset. And what happens a lot of times is people aren't patient enough, right? So this isn't a weakness. This is just your brain is healing. And understand that going through these powerful emotions, it's a reality of early recovery. The key is to do things to get through these emotions on a moment to moment basis and give yourself time, give your brain time to heal. Okay, so what happens a lot of times is people try to think their way out of these emotions. Okay, so for example, if I'm having a panic attack, again, depending on the substance that I'm using, this can be very common in early recovery, and it can literally feel like you're dying, guys. I trust me, I know I've felt this many, many times, and that desire to drink or use something to make that go away was super fucking strong, right? So understand that logic does not stop the panic. I can't necessarily think my way out of it. Something that I used to say all the time when I was working in treatment is I would tell people you can't fix your broken brain with your broken brain. You can't fix your diseased brain with your diseased brain. Now, understand that addiction is a disease, right? It's changing the physical structure of my brain, and it's going to fuck up my thoughts, it's going to fuck up my emotions, but the brain does do a significant amount of healing. I've talked about this in previous videos, but what needs to happen typically is I need to find resources to help me get back to that emotional regulation. So again, logic doesn't stop panic, right? I can't think myself necessarily out of that panic. Um, Another thing to understand, calm the body first, okay? Calm the body first. So we have a pretty interesting nervous system. Okay, so there's the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system, right? There's things that I can do to relax my nervous system. There's physical things. One of the best things to do is to get something cold like an ice cube. Like put an ice cube in your hand and just squeeze it, okay? So what's going on is you calm the body first and then the mind follows the body. Okay? So they call this a cold reset. Other things I can do is splash cold water on my face, take a cold shower, just get out into the cold, get an ice pack and put that on my neck or my forehead. That's another good way. But this idea of a cold reset, what you're doing is you're resetting the nervous system. Okay. The very powerful, very basic tool that's going to help in early recovery. The second thing I would say is breathing. Okay. Deep breathing. You know, a lot of this stuff may sound corny, guys. I remember when I was dealing with, my mental health struggles, depression, anxiety, addiction, and they say, oh, deep breathing, meditation. I was like, whatever, right? There's actual research on this. This stuff actually works. Okay. So a long exhale, long inhale. Okay, so you want to breathe in for a few seconds and then breathe out. Try and get it about as twice as long. So if I'm breathing in, I want to breathe in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Try and exhale about as twice as long. So inhale, say 3 seconds, and exhale for 6 seconds. Okay. The other thing that you can do is move your body, exercise, go for a walk, do some push ups, do some jumping jacks, clean, stretch, just anything with movement in the body is going to help you exude that stress. Okay. Another tool you can use is, guys, if you feel like you're going crazy, I have to fucking use because I'm going fucking insane. Trust me, I know what that feels like. That craving can be so fucking intense. Just tell yourself, I'm not going to drink or use right now. Literally delay it for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, whatever you can, but just don't do it right now. Because the thing is, these intense cravings typically only last about 2 to 5 minutes. Okay. And there's going to be peaks to the urges and then they will fall. Okay, a way to speed this up, some of the things that we already talked about, but a huge one is to talk to somebody who's in recovery from addiction. They're further along than you, they understand what it feels like, the emotions, the crazy thoughts, and they can help you kind of, step back off that ledge, right? They can help you just get back to a place where you're calm. But the thing is it's literally just chaos inside your brain in these moments. And again, remember, you're probably not going to be able to think your way out of this. So this is where, having that external thing that's coming in and helping you reset, like talking to another person, is so beneficial. Other things that are helpful: meditation, prayer, these kinds of things, just to get you back into a place where you understand, like, hey, I know this feels crazy right now, but it's not going to last. Okay. So you're going to go through emotional waves. That's a normal thing in early recovery. The thing to understand is that you're not doing anything wrong. This is a normal process of the brain healing. Just understand that you have to go through this. You will get through these moments of intense craving, of feeling panic, these things like that. And each time that you do get through it, your brain is literally recovering, right? That is recovery. You're getting through. Every time you talk to somebody and they make you feel better, that's your brain literally healing. Okay, so understand that you are going to go through emotional waves, and a lot of people relapse before the brain stabilizes. Okay, the chaos is temporary. You have to give your brain patience, right? Allow it to heal itself. Okay, so if your emotions feel overwhelming right now, just understand that all that means is your system is waking back up, and that's a good thing. You kind of want to lean into this. I know that's hard to say. I don't want to fucking lean into my panic, right? But if I can understand that, hey, this is just my brain fixing itself, I'm not going to die. You're not going to die from a panic attack. It may feel like you're going to die, but you will get through it, right? And do something. Get out of where you're at. Go for a walk. Like I said, call somebody. To me, calling somebody who has dealt with addiction, who's dealt with cravings, who understands the fucking chaos of early recovery is going to be your best bet, right? They talk about in 12-step groups getting a sponsor. That's sponsor stands for sober person offering newcomer suggestions on recovery. Okay, that's basically what it means. So someone who can kind of walk you through it, who can hold your hand, tell you it's going to be okay. They've gotten through it themselves and they can offer that guidance and help to you. That support is just absolutely huge. Okay, so guys, I hope this is helpful. Please, if this is helpful, share it with someone that it might be helpful for. Subscribe if you want to see more videos. Guys, please tell me if there's videos that you want to see. What's your biggest struggle in recovery, whether it's early recovery, whether it's trying to recover, or if you've been in recovery for a while? Tell me what your biggest struggle is. Okay, please drop comments, questions down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Appreciate it.